Ready when you are.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Samuel Rutzky. I was born in Russia in 1864. My wife Rebecca was also born in Russia. We were married in 1880. We had 3 sons that were born while we were in Russia. And in 1892, we immigrated to the United States. We came up to Wausau in 1894 and started a general merchandise store up on North 6th Street. The address is 2108. It is located where Highway 52 takes a right turn and heads out east of town. On the corner, kitty corner from our building is now a Quick Trip, and to the north was Herb's Texaco, and Texaco is still there. We had the general store was in the bottom level, and we carried supplies that we felt people needed on short notice. They didn't have to go far to get it. The apartment above was where I had my family. While we were here in Wausau, we had 2 more children. Sarah and Emily were both born, and unfortunately, I didn't get to spend too much time with them because of my business. With my interest in the Mount Sinai, I was instrumental, along with 5 other fellows, in bringing the B'nai B'rith organization to the Wausau area. In 1910, we were given permission by the Chicago branch of it to start our own up here, and we started lodge number 760. In June of 1917, I was 56 years old. I decided to go up and talk to a renter that I had in northern Wisconsin, and he was living on a farm that I owned up there at one time, and so I wanted to do talk with some business with him. So I took the train from the Wausau area and got up to Merrill, decided to rent a boat to get out to the farm and do some fishing after I was done talking with Mr. S.C. Stuckham, who was the renter that I had out there. We did our business talk, and he invited me to stay for dinner. I made it a point to say that I had eaten on the way up and that I would be perfectly happy to just be fishing before I had to head back to Wausau. So I headed down to the river and tried to put the boat out, but the winds were so strong that I was having issues with it. So Mr. Stuckham helped me get the boat back on shore and said, "Why don't you fish from shore before you take off?" And so I did. He went back to his dinner with his family, and about an hour after he left me, one of his sons came to him and said, "Dad, there seems to be a boat floating down the river with nobody in it." So they made their way back to the river and were able to haul the boat in, and lo and behold, they found that I was attached to the anchor rope. It wrapped around my leg somehow, and I was drowned. They called the officials in. The officials came up with the theory that I had been accidentally drowned. But in the neighborhood, in the community, there was some doubt whether or not it had actually been an accident. And so the belief that I have is that the stone for the family was carved with a rough side to it and a finished side. The finished side is very well done, but the rough side is, of course, very rough, indicating that potentially my life had been ended before it could be finished. Thank you very much for listening to me.